Hello everybody, Ryan with Grind Knife Sharpening again, today with a really exciting video. I have been waiting to make this for a long time, and it's a new product innovation. This is going to be a product for the Tradesman line or Tormek. This can work acceptable on absolutely either system. Here I've got a Tradesman power strap. It'll work on an Edge Apex. It works absolutely the same on a Tormek T8. With a T8 you have a little less variability, and T7, Super Grind 2000, any of the 10-inch Tormek variants, or Wen, or any of the off brands will work as well. What I want to introduce is a innovation in serration wheels. Serrating has been an issue that hasn't been covered very well by Tormek for quite a long time, especially steak knife serrations. They can be a little troublesome, a little tedious, and so we made a diamond plated wheel that has your most common steak knife serration pattern cut into it. You can cut new serrations into knives, you can sharpen already existing serrations. This video is just going to be a quick demo of what the wheel can do and to pre-launch it. This wheel will be live for sale probably around the beginning to mid-April, and it's definitely going to be available at the Western Sharpeners Roundup for sale. This is going to be a video launching the wheel as well as taking pre-orders. We're going to be accepting pre-orders for about a week, and that will get you into the first production batch once these are available. So we're gonna go ahead and work on seeing what we can get for the wheels ordered and placed and ready to go for production, and then hopefully our first inventory batch we're not going to sell out right away, and then have to wait for more wheels to be produced because they do take a little while to make. Now, how is this different from any other serrating wheel? It's water cooled on our Apex or power strap or Tormek. We like water cooled grinding. There hasn't been a water cooled serrating option that I'm aware of yet. But the cooler part perhaps is the fact that our scallops aren't cut straight. And so this is a self-indexing wheel, and so I'll give you a real quick demo. I've got these cheapy steak knives laying around, and they have approximately 3mm tip to tip, and so what'll happen is as we approach and we set in the knife, the wheel indexes the knife all the way across out to the tip. That's running at about 110 RPMs. That's Tormek speed. This wheel is optimized for about 250 RPMs, so roughly double that speed. But just that run, and I don't know if we can see it here, but we got a full burr in that amount of time. And if I get some of our sludge off of here, if we look, we can recut those serrations just that fast. They've got a nice bite. Now here I'm not going to go through the whole deburring. I'm going to have videos on the process to get rid of the burr, get it polished up, get it nice and sharp and where we want it. But this is primarily just launching the wheel and kind of showing what it can do. You have a lot of variability in the serrations that you can do with one wheel, because the flatter you introduce the knife, the shallower those serrations are and the more rounded your points are going to be. And the more coarse of an angle that you do, you're going to have taller protruding tips, and you're going to have a less sharp but probably more durable edge inside of those scallops. And so if you want more pronounced points, you can just change your angle of approach, and that's going to have a big impact. Now the other thing you can do, and this is going to be kind of a wild demonstration, I guess, maybe not very practical, but it proves a point, is you can cut brand new serrations into a knife. So I've got this Columbia chef's knife that's kind of beat up and been used for some things that it shouldn't have been, and we're gonna cut some serrations on this chef's knife just because. So let's kind of go through that and see how long does it take at Tormek speed to put some serrations onto this knife for whatever reason. And we're gonna work right through this obvious issue here, and we'll just see what happens. So one thing that's important is if you're starting, if you have an option, you want to start on this side of the wheel. If we start over here, right back here will come off of the wheel right away, and you won't get as big of a cut serration, and this will be smaller. And right here we'll spend more time on the knife, and so you'll get like a little reverse bow here, and you don't really want that. We'll cover that more in the serration like training as we do it, but let's get in here nice and close. Alright, so we've got most of our stuff cut. There's obviously a couple of spots where you saw where I skipped, and it doesn't cut those serrations in very well. So you can see we got a flat spot here and a flat spot here, but that's okay. Once we have the basic serration pattern cut in, the wheel tends to self-correct pretty well. So if we go in for a second pass, Alright, now a 10-inch chef's knife obviously is going to take longer than a 6-inch steak knife or a steak knife that's only got 3 inches. And so here we can see we've got much more even cut-in serrations. We got nice bitey points. We've got a big old burr that we can deal with removing. And that was starting with something that had nothing, that was damaged. Granted, I wouldn't put steak knife serrations normally on a chef's knife, but this is a demo knife I've got laying around. And so we have good serrations. Now if we want to go a little finer on the edge, we can come back now that we have our general shape, and it will self-feed. If we want to go a little finer, you can just do another pass. Now before I go all the way through that, this is kind of speed optimized for about double the speed of a Tormek. And so Tormek's speed will work just fine, but that was the pace. Now if we're gonna go at the speed that we're optimized for, we can kind of cut through this at a little bit faster of a clip. So we have new serrations ready to be deburred, and passes are that quick. If we want to grab a steak knife and get in here, that fast to get a burr. If we do another steak knife, so one of the keys is to manage your pressure. If I go in here bearing down, I have nice scalloped serrations. If I go in here bearing down with a lot of pressure, it starts to tug and pull and jerk like that. It'll get off a track, and you'll get double teeth and chatter, and like just an undesirable result. But if you let the wheel guide your speed and your pressure and you don't go crazy, if you just let it ride, it will self-correct those issues. So where we had a hiccup right here, one pass almost self-corrected it. If we do one more pass, it should take care of it. There it goes, it went right past it. So the same thing is true for serrations that are a different size. It's not necessarily feasible to have 10 different serrating wheels for all of the different serrations on the market. We are going to come out with more serration patterns, but you can reserrate a knife very, very easily. If there's serrations there already, these will start falling into place. It will cut right over those serrations and replace them with this one. It takes 2 to 3 passes to cut new serrations onto a steak knife that has a different serration pattern. So it's a pretty straightforward process to just impose this pattern onto any knife. So I just wanted to announce this. This is going to be going on sale. It's going to be available on my website, grindknifesharpening.com. The price is going to be, at least for the pre-order, this might be subject to change in the future, might be a little higher later on, but the price is going to be $325 plus shipping. And so we're trying to build a pre-order list. To get on the pre-order list, we can do it off of my website. You can send me a message on Facebook at Grind Knife Sharpening. You can get a hold of me through the YouTube video here, and we'll figure out a way to get you on the list, get payment squared away. We're expecting to have these in about 6 to 8 weeks ready to ship. And so if you want to be on that, get a hold of me in the next week or so. This should be posting February 1st or 2nd, depending on when I get everything updated and uploaded, edited, all of that. So let me know what you guys think. And I'm going to be looking forward to getting some serrated knives sharpened on Tormek, on Tradesman, and seeing what you guys can do with this as well. Again, we'll get more detailed videos about burr removal and cut tests and all of that in the coming weeks, but I wanted to get this to you before I get that first order in about a week. So reach out to me, let me know, and we will have these as soon as we can for you guys. Have a wonderful day.